If you're wanting to look for more ways to include kale into your diet, today is your lucky day because I have a delicious smoothie recipe and it is keto-friendly, low sugar. It's excellent if you're wanting to balance blood sugar, if you have a risk for a diabetes situation, if you're basically just wanting to reduce sugar intake in general and also wanting to increase vegetable intake, basically just to feel better, have more energy, to have glowing skin, and to get more greens in, okay? Because this is where all the power is. You know, the greens, they're so key for health, but they have to be organic because the organic greens are full of minerals, and our soil today is mineral depleted. So to sort of shore up any possible deficiencies, then choosing organic is optimal. Choosing conventional kale or greens in general is not optimal. I would not recommend that, okay? So when making this smoothie or moving forward, just try to be conscientious about organic greens, especially because they don't have the peel and the pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, insecticides that will all go directly onto the plant. What we want to do here is to build energy, to build stamina, to feel better, and all of that can be negated with the pesticides and with the inorganic produce, okay? So if you're able to peel the fruit or veggie, I would say that conventional produce is kind of okay, but on something like this, it has to be organic. Anyway, the smoothie is super delicious, and there's 3 ingredients. Well, there's 4 ingredients if you include water. But yes, there's no sugar. It tastes amazing. It will be creamy. You could add ice if you want, but I won't be doing that. It's simply kale, cashews, and stevia drops. I just prefer sweet leaf stevia drops, the vanilla cream flavor. I find this to be very versatile. It's so good, and there's no weird side effects, and it just makes me feel good, and it tastes delicious in all of the smoothies and recipes that I make. Okay, so the reason why I chose kale is because it's so high in iron. Okay, and iron is something that most people are deficient in. And so, in order to have a lot of energy, it's important to have a lot of iron in our daily diet consumption, which is why I have this here. And then cashews are so high in minerals, and they don't have phytic acid, similar to almonds, for example. So phytic acid, also known as phytates, it prevents the absorption of minerals, basically. Okay, so on the skin, on a lot of nuts, for example, or certain other items, certain produce, they have phytic acid. Oats, for example, have phytic acid, so that's not helpful for absorbing minerals. Okay, so cashews are perfect because there's no risk for mineral depletion, and we don't need to soak them beforehand, whereas with almonds, they would need to be soaked beforehand in order to deactivate the enzyme inhibitors. So, okay, let's just get right to the recipe. I also have one additional optional ingredient, which is maca powder. So this is really good for balancing hormones. And I would recommend the gelatinized maca because that is more easy to digest. It tastes really delicious. And yeah, it's just so good for hormones. And it adds a really nice texture to the smoothie also, but just do a little bit if it's your first time, because I'm not sure if you'll really like it or not, right? So the fun thing about these kinds of recipes is that you can really play around with the proportions. Okay, so I love greens. I eat a lot of greens every day, so I'm gonna add a lot of kale. So you may not want to add this much kale. Maybe just a handful, I would recommend to start. Next, I will add about a half cup of raw cashews. or just put it over. And then several drops of stevia. And you can add whatever kind of sugar-free sweetener you like to taste, basically. You can kind of just experiment with different proportions and just have fun with it. You know, the point of making recipes like this is to have fun and to be healthy and feel good and just play around with different ingredients and proportions. And when you really like something, then you can do it again next time. You know, or maybe add an extra ingredient and make it even better. You know. Okay. So I think this is good. This one's gonna be very creamy and very potent. Like, this is really gonna taste like kale. I can tell. Okay. I love the taste of kale, so we're okay with that. Okay, done. We'll see. I'm gonna have to do a taste test, okay? Because I want to see what the situation is before I really commit to the whole blender. So we may need to add a little bit more of something. Yeah, it's a lot of kale. I actually really like it though, so I think I'm gonna stick with this. It's very, very, very strong. It's very, very, very healthy. So that's kind of part of it. You know, it's some kind of like wheatgrass or celery juice or something like that. Greens are so versatile and so full of minerals that are amazing for your hair, skin, and nails, and just overall well-being, mental and emotional health. They're just excellent. Okay, so make sure to try this recipe and let me know what you think. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you in the next video.